So, one of the issues I've had my entire life has been how to express my anger appropriately and how to express it at all, how to even feel anger. It's been something that my whole life I've either not felt or expressed inappropriately. There was never any in between. And I'm realizing more and more, especially after talking with one of my clients today, how much how we raise our children, how we react to their emotions affects how they internalize the acceptance of that emotion or not, right? I'm Melody Brooke. I'm a licensed professional counselor, a marriage and family therapist. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a mom, a grandmom, an actor, filmmaker. And more than anything, I'm a woman who has spent her entire life struggling with allowing myself to actually feel anger and express it and know how to express it and how to use it in ways that protect me and empower me and allow me to function in the world and in my relationships in a healthy way. And it's not been something I've ever really been able to do. I mean, it's not that I haven't expressed anger before. Ask my ex-husband, they'll tell you. But being able to do it in a way that is powerful, that allows me to actually be in my power, that's a whole different story. And our culture, as a rule, and that's why I put all those words in there, have all these looks like maybe 100 words to describe an angry woman. Now, of course, they're all insults, right? They're all insults. So if a woman expresses her anger, she's viewed by one of those multitude of names. We are treated as if we are somehow bad, horrible human beings simply because we have a natural, normal, angry reaction to something. And it may be completely appropriate to be angry about whatever that is. It may be completely appropriate to be angry about the way we're being treated or spoken to or hurt or whatever it is, whatever boundary has been stepped over, we have the right to express it and express it in such a way that we're heard and that we are empowered to protect ourselves. And yet, most of the way we raise our children, and especially girls, is to put a lid on their anger because we don't want to be seen as one of those ugly words in that list, because that is not a girl thing, right? Girls are not supposed to be powerful. Girls are not supposed to be empowered. Girls are not supposed to be angry and all those names, because girls are supposed to be sugar and spice and everything nice. Now, thank goodness that is not something that's generally told to kids so much anymore, but it's a concept that is ingrained in our psyche from way back that girls, women are supposed to be quiet and stay in our place. It's part of the patriarchy that keeps men and women both trapped, because this isn't just men doing it to women. I mean, we do it to ourselves. We've done it to each other. We talk to each other with those words. We refer to each other with those words when we see each other being powerful and speaking up for ourselves and being assertive and speaking our truth in a way that has that angry energy behind it. So it's important for us as individuals to recognize our own programmed reaction, our prejudices that have been placed in our brain from probably infancy or even before, that we are not supposed to be able to express our boundary setting in a way that is firm and meaningful. Because if we do that, we're seen as being somehow one of those horrible names. And I think it's so ingrained that we embody it. We feel it in our bodies to the point that many women do find themselves making themselves smaller. You don't want to be too big. You don't want to be too tall. You don't want to be too threatening in any way. So you do everything you can to reduce your impact. I mean, I can remember when I was young, just wanting to shrivel up and not be a problem. And, the truth is, we're supposed to be a problem. We're supposed to speak up. We're supposed to say what's good for us and what isn't. We're supposed to be able to have the freedom of choice about what we want and what we don't want. And we have the body's natural reaction to things being done wrong to us is to be angry. And yet we program our children, especially our girls, to believing that they do not have the right to express their anger. It's an extraordinarily dangerous thing, and I don't think people really fully understand that. Because if you're a girl and you're taught from the time you were tiny to just allow your parents to spank you, drag you around, do whatever they want to with you, not respect your boundaries, tie you down and do medical things to you, all of these forceful things that are forced upon a woman's body that we're not supposed to express anger about. All these things that are forced upon us in terms of our role expectations that we're not supposed to be angry about. And the truth is, if you are angry, you're a human being. All human beings have anger, and it's appropriate and purposeful to have anger because it is through our anger that we're able to be empowered to make change. It is, in fact, the only thing that really does motivate us to make change. I mean, you watch a baby trying to learn how to walk, they get really frustrated. And if you go in and you like pick them up and take them where they want to go, well, then they're never going to get frustrated, never going to get angry enough to learn what they need to learn to be able to crawl. It's that simple. I mean, it's that basic to who we are. We must have access to our ability to have, own, express, and be heard. And learning to do that in a way that is empowered is part of the problem. Like if a woman has been suppressing all of her anger since she was little, it's going to come out in a irrational, childlike way and not empowered at all. Because that battle for our selfhood, that battle for our sense of valid, righteous anger has been taken away from us. Now, I'm hoping that it's possible that that is happening less and less as we go through time, and that women, the younger generations, feel more empowered to connect with, express, and be empowered in their expression of their anger. I don't know. I'd sure love to hear thoughts about that. Although, it hasn't been that long ago since all the negative, all those words on that list were given to the female candidates that were running for office, both in whenever Hillary ran the first time, and then in 2016, and then again in 2020. That we have such a hard time accepting women being empowered and outspoken and standing up for truth and speaking our minds, that we still view women in the negative light who are willing to step forward and own their power. That, I believe, is why in this country we have never had a female president, unlike any other of our developed world countries. Even some of the undeveloped countries have had female presidents, but not the United States. And I believe it has to do with believing all of those names for a woman who is assertive, who's outspoken, who speaks her truth, and who is connected and expressive of her anger in a powerful way. Because if we don't express it in that powerful way, if we're instead suppressed and then it just like bursts out of us, which it often does if it's suppressed, it will come out in a way that is immature because we've had no experience expressing that anger. So it'll come out like a little kid screaming and hollering and stomping their feet. It won't come out in a way that is empowered and strong and forceful and adult. So as you're raising your kids and your grandkids, I want you to just be conscious of how validating their anger, it doesn't mean that you have to, put up with the temper tantrums or whatever, but you do have to help them understand that their feelings are okay, even anger. It's like, it makes sense. Like, you're mad that you have to go to bed right now because there are other things you'd rather do. I get it. That makes me mad too when I have to do something I don't want to do. Empathizing with your child's anger allows them to understand that it's okay and natural. And of course they feel that way. anyway, as this is an issue that's really come up for me today, in case you couldn't tell. But anyway, thanks for listening. And I will be back here next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And thanks for tuning in. I'm Melody Brooke. I'm a licensed professional counselor, a marriage and family therapist, an author. And you can find out more about me at melodybrooke.com. And you can see my book. It's called Oh, Wow, This Changes Everything on Amazon. And I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.